device.
Oh, you know what? I think I messed it up. Well, we're live, so hi everybody. Let me see if
Can we just start
Matt.
talking?
Yeah, I messed it up. I think we can try it.
Yeah, I think we're live.
I think we are live.
All right,
I
let's
messed
just
it
go.
up.
Who cares if
I
the
messed it up.
orientation's
I
live?
know. Hopefully, you guys can hear us all okay. Anyways, sorry, the first fumble of the night goes to me. Ellie French from Fox 11, joined by Matt Schneidman of the Tundra podcast and Packers beat writer for The Athletic. We are in a corner of a press box. We wish we could show you outside the field because it's going to be a big game tonight.
Yes.
Sunday Night Football, Packers at Steelers. Matt, the big storyline everyone's been talking about this week, Aaron Rodgers getting the opportunity to face the Packers for the first time since leaving. What have you just kind of heard? I mean, or I guess this is a game that everyone had obviously circled on their calendars.
Mm-hmm.
So just for us to finally be here, what do you think the feelings are like and what's kind of the mood you've gathered?
Yeah, well, Aaron's been out on the field for like over an hour pregame, and he wanted to clearly get all his pleasantries out of the way so he can focus on actually playing the game later.
Yeah.
So he was making the rounds from everyone to, former PR staffers that he worked with, to the team trainers, to, the doctors and medical staff. And I think when we spoke with Aaron, and you were part of that Zoom call, he has nothing but, good thoughts about Greenbay. And I think kind of the passage of time, it's been 2 years since they traded him, has helped maybe kind of ease any, bad feelings he had after they traded him and moved on to Jordan Love. But as he said here in Pittsburgh this week, I don't think this is a revenge game because he doesn't really have anything to avenge. The Packers didn't really wrong him in any way. Maybe he felt that way when they drafted Jordan, but it's going to be a charged environment anyway. I mean, you're not going to see, many. I mean, you're going to see yellow here, but that's because it's the Steelers.
Yeah.
And, I'm interested to hear kind of how the Packers' reception is and how fans out there kind of feel about this. Because I've heard some fans are like, oh, we're fine if the Packers lose, but as long as Aaron plays well, I think fans, some of them are conflicted because of how much Aaron meant to this team.
I think you're right in that time has passed too. Because I remember when I first got to Green Bay, the first thing that I did was I ate at a restaurant the first week, and that was the week 1 Monday Night Football game with the Jets where Rodgers got hurt.
Yep.
And I just remember it was a mixed emotions in the restaurant. Some people were clapping when he got hurt. Some people felt bad. You should never want to see anyone get hurt. But it was like, okay, that's so fresh a couple months later after, the trade had happened and everything. But I don't think that if he were to get hurt tonight, people are going to be clapping as compared to back in 2023.
Right.
Those emotions and those feelings were so raw. Like you said, Aaron himself, the Packers, they said, look, it's a game, and even Matt LaFleur himself said, we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're not playing Aaron Rodgers. But let's be honest, both these sides want to win this game.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know if Aaron wants to win this game more because of any ill will toward Brian Gutekunst or Matt LaFleur or anyone or anything like that. I just think he has a chance to prove, not that it was a wrong decision for them to trade him, but that he still got it on Sunday Night Football in front of a national audience and millions of people.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love has a chance to prove, even though he would never say this to us because Jordan's very PC and everything he says, he has a chance to prove, all right, I'm the guy now, even though he's already proven that. And I want to make one thing clear. If the Packers win tonight, that does not mean the Packers made the right decision moving on. If the Steelers win, it doesn't mean they made the wrong decision. We already know the answer to that. That's not going to be determined just based on this game, even though a lot of fans are going to probably react that way regardless of what happens tonight.
Well, let's get into it because it's going to be a good one for sure. How many years did you cover Aaron?
4.
4, okay. Well, I didn't have the opportunity to, unfortunately, but you hear so much about him, and even leading up to this week, talked about he's 41 years old, and what he's still doing at that age is amazing. So if you're the Packers defense going up against him, and again, it's the rest of the offense too, but what are the things you need to be aware of?
Yeah, he gets rid of the ball super quick. I think coming into this week, he had the 3rd fastest release time in the league. And we've seen other quarterbacks kind of counter the Packers pass rush that way.
Yeah.
If you
Prescott, right? Flacco,
right, of course. And the thing that worked against the Cardinals last week was, and Mike has said this, guys on the back end took away Jacoby Brissett's first reads, gave the Packers pass rush time to get home. quarterbacks are getting rid of the ball quickly, obviously, because the Packers have a great pass rush and they don't want to give Micah and others time to get home. So,
like last week, right?
Right, of
Which
course.
is a whole other thing too in itself. But yeah.
So they're going to have to find a way to counter those quick releases so Aaron can't just, dink and dunk his way down the field.
Yeah.
Jeff Hafley said this week he has a plan for that, but he obviously wasn't going to tell us. We're about to see what that plan is.
Yeah. All right, let's also get into the actives and inactives. And the news yesterday was that Christian Watson activated off of the physically unable to perform list. And he had posted that video, I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
on Instagram, where you kind of were like, okay, like this might be it. Like
Yeah.
this might be his season debut tonight, and he is active. How much though do you expect we see from Watson?
Not a lot.
in this game? Okay.
Not a
yeah,
lot.
like over under snap totals.
You were down there on the field
Yeah.
before the game. This field is garbage.
Yeah.
The playing surface is
And
not
Pitt
good.
just played there yesterday
Exactly.
too, so I'm curious about that.
So I don't know how much they're gonna. I think they were already planning on giving him a limited workload. That was pretty evident based on Adam Stanovich's answer about Watson's usage when we talked to him on Thursday. I think looking at this field pregame, it adds to that precaution even more. But having Christian Watson for a couple snaps is better than having him for none. He presents a vertical threat that not many other receivers on this team, let alone the entire league, present with his speed and his vertical ability to take the top off. So I think with Watson, and then we touch on a couple other guys, Devontae Wyatt's back. He was their best interior defensive lineman the first couple games of the season. Got injured late in the second quarter against the Cowboys, hasn't played since. Brandon McManus is back, although some fans probably want Lucas Haversick to still kick. They don't have him as insurance active, Lucas, so Brandon McManus is out there with a massage gun on his right quad to make sure it feels good.
Yeah.
And then Matthew Golden, who was added to the injury report on Friday with a hip injury, I believe, he is also active.
Which is good because they don't have Dontavian Wicks too either. What is having Devontae Wyatt back in the mix? What does that do for this team?
Yeah, he ranked near the top of the league in defensive tackles and pressures the first 4 games of the season. And if anything, I think it takes more attention away from Micah Parsons. Teams can devote, 2-3 guys to Micah without having to worry about anybody on the inside when Devontae Wyatt is not there, although Colby Wooden's been playing really well. So
Yeah, he has been.
Devontae Wyatt is unquestionably their best interior pass rusher. Like I said, even though Wooden's been playing well, but it's just another guy that defenses have to account for. And with more attention on him inside, that's less attention on guys like Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, which means more one-on-ones for them.
I was going to say, do you think we see, though, as many one-on-one opportunities for Micah Parsons in this game, or do you think they're like, yeah, we're not going to do what the Cardinals
They
did?
watched the tape. They said that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
We might see a couple, but definitely not as many as we saw last Sunday.
Do you think Micah gets to Aaron? Because he hasn't before. Because he only faced him once,
Yep.
I think, because he was sick, I believe, or...
Yeah, faced him in 2022. I remember that game. That was Cowboys at Packers. That was Mike McCarthy's return to Lambeau. Packers were down 28-14 in the fourth quarter. This has nothing to do with this game, but
just a trip down memory.
I think he gets 1 sack of Aaron tonight. I'll give him 1. That's my prediction.
1 sack from Micah Parsons.
One
Is
sack.
that what's a bold prediction for tonight?
Bold prediction
Yeah.
is that
Or just maybe another prediction. Doesn't necessarily have to be bold.
well, my score prediction is 27-21 Packers. I think they just scored 27 points in every single game for the rest of the season since they scored
That's not a
27
number.
in all 4 wins this season. It's the magic number this year. I think, here's a bold prediction. I think Keyshawn Nixon picks off Aaron Rodgers. They're good friends. Nixon talked this week about how in 2022 when they were teammates, Nixon said to Rodgers, if I pick you off, you have to sign a jersey for me. And it took until week 15 in practice for Nixon to do that. They've stayed in touch ever since. They have a good relationship.
Yeah, I love that
I think
little
there's
story.
going to be some friendly trash talk tonight after that one.
I do love that story. And yeah, only 2 takeaways so far this season for the Packers.
Only 2 interceptions, and then the forced fumble with Rashawn Gary. And then Matt LaFleur counts the turnover on downs last week as a takeaway, even though it's not technically one.
in the stat sheet, but sure, yeah. All right, I feel like we've hit on just about everything, I think. So
I think so. I'm
let's,
ready.
Let's see. We've been
Let's
waiting
do
all
it.
day for Sunday night, so that's gonna do
Sounds just like Carrie Underwood.
Oh my god, yeah, don't, you can do the singing. I'm
No,
not gonna do the
no,
singing.
I don't want to do that.
Well, thank you guys though. We'll have you covered, I guess, tomorrow morning on Fox 11 News, and thank you as always for Matt Schneidman for
Thanks,
joining
Ellie.
us.